Hi, welcome to For Such a Time as This. My name is Colleen. Happy Wednesday. It is September 3rd. I cannot believe that we are in September. And the days are getting cooler, which I'm a little excited about. Not so much the shorter days. I do enjoy the sunshine. Well, today is National U.S. Bowling League Day. It is also, and I'm not sure if I'm going to say this correctly, National Welsh Rarebit Day. It is a Welsh cheesy toast snack. Say that 5 times fast. So, anyways, it sounds yummy on a cool day. So, last week during one of my prayer times, I was just asking the Lord for some direction, and I felt like He was telling me, get out of the weeds. And I'm like, what? So, what does it mean? Are there things in my life that I need to rip out, because they're like weeds and they're suffocating or they're stifling me? Do I need to get out of the weeds? Like, what are you telling me, God? And I looked out the window as I was doing dishes, and my dog was sniffing in some weeds that were outside my kitchen window. And I'm like, what is she doing? And I'm like, oh, wait, something is hiding in there. She senses or smells or hears something crawling around in the weeds, and she's looking for it. And it dawned on me, oh, I'm supposed to get out of the weeds. Weeds, little critters are going to hide in the weeds, whether it's from a predator or just something. They find safety in the weeds. They don't get out and experience new things or try new things because they're hiding in what they think is a safe space. And it just made me start reflecting on my own life. Am I hiding in the weeds? Am I playing it safe by just doing what I need to do and staying in the background? And this past Sunday, the message was about when Jesus fed the 5,000. It was actually more than 5,000 because it was 5,000 men, but then when you add the women and children, it was more. And they needed food. And Jesus is like, well, hey, let's go buy them some food, but that wasn't realistic financially. And so in verse 8, it says, another of his disciples, Andrew Simon, Peter's brother, spoke up. Here is a boy with 5 small barley loaves and 2 small fish. But how far will they go among so many? Now, even the disciples were questioning, all right, well, this kid's got a little bit of something, but how far could this possibly go? But I love that this child had just this little basket or a handful of food, 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fish. But he was willing to give it to the Lord in expectation of what the Lord was going to do next. And it made me think, between coming out of the weeds and that, how often has the Lord given me a little bit of something and I cling to it thinking, well, it's not enough. Or I doubt that it can do anything big for God. Sadly, too often. And between thinking about stepping out of the weeds and just this passage about this little boy, I have been challenged to take what God has given me, whether it's gifts or talents or abilities or finances, take what he has given me, even though it seems small in my mind, but giving it to him and waiting to see what he's going to bring of it in expectation. And if you continue to read this passage, the people had their fill. It wasn't like they got a bite of this or a bite of that. They had their fill, and there was so much that there were 12 basketfuls of leftovers. This little boy was obedient. He took what little he had, gave it back to the Lord, and the Lord blessed thousands. This week, as you're just reflecting on your gifts and your abilities and the talents that the Lord has given you, Don't allow doubt or fear creep in and tell you that what you have is too small to impact someone else or to encourage someone else. Give that back to God and allow Him to multiply and do amazing things through you. If you have questions about God or who He is or how much He loves you, please reach out to us. We would love to share more. And as always, in the book of Numbers, it says, "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace." Shalom, my friend.